I'm Ashley and I'm a second year vet student at St. George's University. And for today's vlog, I'm going to be talking about what are some of the essentials for veterinary students as they start their first year. So there are quite a few different things. I'm also going to mention some of the things that I bought myself, and it's totally up to you if you want to buy anything. This is just my personal list of essentials that vet students should have. But for the first one, you definitely need a reliable laptop. I bought the Asus laptop. It can change into a tablet as well. If you are more interested in having a tablet, you can definitely get one for vet school too. And you also do need a reliable phone, just to make a bunch of phone calls and everything else that you need it for vet school. But I have the Samsung Galaxy S22. It's really handy. It works great. I got an OtterBox for it because I have a very bad habit of dropping my phone, especially if I'm out at the farm. I want to disinfect it really well afterwards. So I do have the OtterBox case on it too. Another thing that's extremely essential is having a stylus pen. So I can use this on my computer or tablet. I got the bamboo stylus that you can find at Best Buy. I also bought a bunch of batteries just so I didn't have to buy it during school. And then for the next thing, I always get a daily planner. I've tried weekly planners in school, however, that's not always feasible because you have so many due dates for different assignments for each class, and then you have to put in your dates for the midterms, the exams, the quizzes. So I use the daily planner instead, and then for like the exam dates or quiz dates, I update that in my Google Calendar. So this is just kind of what I use to help organize my life a little bit better during school, which you will definitely need to do once you get in. As a vet student, you will also need comfortable scrubs and lab coats. So for what I use for the scrubs is Healing Hands, Cherokee, and Grey's Anatomy. Those are my typical go-tos, but there are so many different brands of scrubs nowadays that you should just try on a couple of different pairs and see which ones you like better. Because where I'm going to school in Grenada, it's extremely hot there all the time, so we sweat a lot, especially if we're outside dealing with the animals. So it's important for us to get like sweat resistant scrubs. So that's kind of what I choose to go with. With the lab coats, it doesn't really matter which style you go with, just because you're mostly indoors with your lab coats. Especially for like anatomy labs, parasitology lab, any of your labs really. In vet school, you will probably need a white coat. You will also want a couple of different business casual attire along with shoes. So the reason for this is because a lot of the vet schools nowadays are having us be more professional in how we dress and how we communicate. So it is probably necessary to get at least 2 or 3 different business casual outfits. And then for the next thing, you will definitely want a very sturdy backpack, preferably waterproof. I will admit I spent quite a bit of money on my backpack for vet school, but that was just because I wanted like all the different compartments that this has. It's the Samsonite backpack, but I'm really hoping it lasts me until my clinical school, so that's what I'm hoping for. It's got like a little area to charge my phone as well, in case I don't get back to the apartment on time. But it is very important to get a very good backpack for vet school. You will also want a folder for any of your important documents. And you should probably also get an external hard drive to save copies of your notes for when it's time for you to study for the NAVLE. So those are some other things that are very important to have. Some other essential things for vet school is definitely a battery operated alarm clock. Any alarm clock that's anything but your phone, because you can hit snooze very easily on your phone. And I've noticed during my vet school time, I don't always like to wake up in the morning anymore, so I always have a secondary alarm now. And you will also need a wristwatch to tell time when you're taking different, like, respiration rate or heart rate. So you'll definitely want that. I know some schools are very particular on what type of wristwatch you have, so please make sure to check with the school that you're going to figure out what the requirements are and what you can't have. Same goes for the laptop and the phone. So always double check with your school's requirements. You will definitely want some comfy shoes during vet school because you will be walking around quite a lot. And also you will want to have a tumbler and a water bottle. So I know for SGU we do require a clear water bottle for when we're taking exams. Headphones or earbuds are definitely a must. I bought myself the Bose Quiet Comfort earbuds just because I wanted to cancel out noise whenever I was studying outside or in a building, just so I could solely focus on studying, but that is definitely needed. And I would highly recommend getting something that's Bluetooth or wireless, just because dealing with cords hooked up to your laptop, that can be a pain if you're writing on a whiteboard or something. So that's what I recommend for that. And then also a good stethoscope. You might want to check with your school during orientation. I know SGU gives the vet students a stethoscope. I'm not quite sure how other vet schools are, but you will definitely need one. So you can always look up good recommendations on like a starter stethoscope. You can definitely save some money later to buy one of the more expensive ones if you want to, but that could also just be a graduation present to yourself, or have it as a Christmas present, but you will definitely need one. So a dissection kit is also needed. You might want to check with your school because I know some of them provide it during orientation, so you don't need two of them, you just need one. But also a lunchbox is a must for veterinary students because you are constantly on the road and you need to eat when you can, so bringing a lunchbox is very beneficial. Also, bring any pencils, pens, highlighters, notebooks, sticky notes that you need. Just depending on how you study, you definitely want to bring those study materials with you, including a whiteboard if you like those. And also, this is one of the most important things on this list, is having a very good support system, either from your friends or family, because the next couple years you will definitely need them, encouraging you and also encouraging yourself as well, because vet school is very challenging, so definitely find that good support system. The last section of this video are some websites I think are essential for first-year veterinary students to subscribe to. The first one is to www.zukureview.com. You can get practice Navily questions every day of the week. So that's kind of beneficial to have, just so you can start figuring out what type of questions you could be asked during that exam. I know it's pretty early on in your veterinary career, but it's never too early to start studying for this exam, since it is one of the most important exams we will ever take in our veterinary career. So it is important that you start studying as soon as you can. To stay up to date on current veterinary information, it's always good to subscribe to AVMA, just because this will help you as a veterinary student figure out what's new in research, what's new like with clients, It's honestly been a very beneficial website to be subscribed with, and just looking through the articles and looking at upcoming webinars is always a good thing to do, especially during the summer when you have more time off. You can always do that if you don't have an internship. For radiology help, it is good to subscribe to MIRC Veterinary Radiology, because every Monday they give out a case, and then they kind of explain like what you see on the radiograph and then kind of how to treat it as well. So if you're like me and don't have the best experience with radiology, that's a good one to become subscribed to. To help with anatomy or any other major subjects, the vin.com is very good to subscribe to. For this one, you do have to pay for the subscription, but I know some of the vet schools will give it out as part of the tuition cost. So you might want to check and see if your school will pay for the subscription, and if not, you might want to save up some money to subscribe to it, because it is very beneficial for those types of classes. And those are all the websites that I would recommend that you follow as a first-year veterinary student. I'm sure there's a lot more. If you know of any good ones, please put it down in the comments so we can all get more educated. But that is all the essentials that you need as a first-year veterinary student. Of course, there's going to be some other things that you would like to have with you, but that's based on personal preference. So if you do have any questions about this video or any other video I've made, please let me know down in the comments, and I hope you all have a great day.